can steal you, say. Oh, I don't care for it anymore. Please take it away. Now it seems like your world's away. You're out still with bright sun.
Very, very, very old Gizmo, very early. I think that was like 1997, 98. Song was called Beautiful. Trying to think. I know I got out of college. I'm pretty sure I was staying with my mom. So I got back from Michigan. So it was like 98. I got back from 98. I had a 4-track. I had a drum machine. I had a drum set that I had set up in her garage. And so I would write the different parts because there's a lot of different changes and stuff in that one. There's another one that's called My Angel Stays Away. And so I'd write a part on the guitar, and then I'd run out to the fucking garage, and I'd play the drums, and then run back, and I'd write another piece, and then, stitch it all together. It's like I had it all together as one big song because there's tempo changes and shit like that. Anyways, this one's on like lonely, not loneliness. Loneliness is a different thing. Loneliness is a state of being, is a feeling of no one being there for you, with you, and it's a very real and very painful experience to go through. Whereas lonely, I would classify as like the difference between like hunger and starvation. Do you know what I mean? Like hunger, like lonely. Loneliness is that feeling of wanting someone to be there. When you're straight up lonely, you've hit to like that depression, the vampire needs blood type stage, otherwise it's going to die. And that's when you start making weird fucking decisions, like when you go out on a date and you decide to ignore some red flags or put on a face that's not you because you're tired of being alone. Not everybody does it, but I mean, it happens. I'm not judging or blaming or talking about anything I don't know about. It doesn't mean I do it now. I'm just saying, if you're not aware of your own behaviors, how can you self-correct? How can you know yourself? And if you don't know yourself, you do not need to be in a relationship at all. At all. Because you're lonely. Which means you're dangerous. Because you're looking for somebody. You're not looking for somebody. A somebody. The difference between like on a particular hunt. I'm on a particular hunt. There's only one person in my sight right now. Plain and simple. So, and it's not loneliness. It's just that, dear God, this woman's the most beautiful fucking thing in the world, dude. Spiritually, it's just incredible. So, amazing. But, So much so, like I said, it's like I'm in like an all or nothing type thing. I'm out here by myself, and that's fine. You know, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not bothering anybody. No one's bothering me. Could I possibly like find a companion that, yeah, but you know what, is gonna pale in comparison, and I'm gonna feel it the whole fucking time. So again, I'll put my treasures in heaven because I'm not lonely. I have loneliness. I feel that. I'd love someone to wake up next to, man. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd like someone to fucking cook for. That'd be fucking great. I'm already doing well in my exercises. If I had someone to do it for, you know, I might kick it up an extra notch. Instead of like 100 sit-ups a day, I might do like 200. Especially they're like, oh, you're looking fucking good. Okay, you think I'm looking good. All right, I'm gonna double this up. Also the fucking push-ups too. Then wait till I get done, babe. I don't want it to look good. I want you to go, goddamn, whatever that is for you. As soon as I hear that come out of your mouth, then I'm done. You know, I'm not pushing any further. I don't give a fuck what anybody outside the house thinks or whatever, as long as you think. I'm good. That's just me, though, man. I've always been like I guess, like I said, I grew up on the outside of society, watching all the people do their stuff, and just had no desire to be part of them. What I really wanted to do was meet someone who wanted out. You know, someone who has a personality, not like these clones of these NPCs I see running around, and like someone that has a real soul. Make me laugh, make me think. I like to learn. I do. I really love to learn. Even if it's like learning a different perspective, that's really cool because if nothing else, like I said, I mean, when I'm writing characters and stuff for my books, learning another perspective at least helps you step outside of yourself and try and look at it from another perspective. So if nothing else, like I don't have to necessarily step outside for the story, like look at it from your perspective, but I can make a character here. These personalities. Okay, if I were the piece of shit like this, if I were like this guy that was really held myself as a noble person, if I were this person, if I were a very poor person, if I were a middle class, if I were rich, if I were, you know what I mean, go through the whole thing and just like I said, take me out for a second, still store it. We're just offloading it, partitioning the brain, if you will. And then we're going to load this other personality and like, okay, and not necessarily that I'm going to keep it, but like in that situation, oh, it's fucking horrible, but I know exactly what I would do. What? Don't hate me. What? Oh, that's terrible. But that is what that guy would do. That's exactly what he would do. Oh, and that would screw everything up. And now we have a story. Because now we got to figure out who screwed it up and how to fix it and, you know, how to repair. And do we make it whole? Do we see revenge? Yeah, I mean, there's just all that stuff to go in there. Will they receive revenge? Will there be the downfall? An unforeseen downfall. I've always wanted to write a story where it seemed like the main character, the guy who seemed like the person who always seemed like the main character, died halfway through. No resurrection, no coming back, no nothing like that. They're just dead, and you know they're dead. So you're like, what the fuck? The movie's not even done yet, and then the people have to scramble, like in reality. And they're people that you've been introduced to, and instead of being like this one heroic person that's kind of leading everybody, everybody shares kind of like the vision and still does all their job, all their parts, and whatever, and get it done. And so therefore, it's not like, you know, like a, you know, G.I. Joe. Well, it is G.I. Joe in the sense that, like, you know, It's not just Rambo going in there with a fucking, handful of dynamite, killing everything in sight. So, if you're in a relationship that, it's high time we stop being pieces of shit to each other. Yeah? It's time. Is anyone else fucking tired of it? It's fucking time. Stop getting into relationships to try and change people to what you think they ought to be, and then accusing them of being pieces of shit when they don't fucking conform to your mold. Realize they don't fit in your mold and let them go. You're not married and there's no bonds. Maybe if you hold off on fucking for a little while, which is what you really want to do, believe it or not, you just want to fuck but not be a whore, which if you're in a relationship, you're not a whore because you're just doing what relationships do. And then when the guy turns out to be a piece of shit, you can kick him out. Piece of shit because he won't behave right. You can kick him out without guilt-free and move to the next guy that you can date and fuck guilt-free. And then when he disappoints you, he's the problem and you can kick him out and get another guy in because your DM box is bursting with cock for you to get to. Right? Because if you're actually looking for someone you gave a fuck about and someone gave a fuck about you, you'd come up with a time frame in your fucking brain and you don't tell nobody but yourself and you're not going to have sex with anybody before that time frame. So whatever you think is a good enough time to get to know somebody, and you let them know that there will be no sex until you decide if that's what you're looking for, you want to find someone else and head on the fuck out. Okay, I'm looking for someone who's actually really here. And if you're not here, trust me, you're going to have to wait longer. Well, I'll tell you what, we can tit for tat. I mean, mouths cause no problems or damages or anything like that. And then we can see what each other's working with. Find out if you're any good at that. And you can find out if I'm any good at it. I'm fine with that. Don't be prying around in there. That's not for that. No. When we're married, whatever happened to that, man? You know how dope that would be? I'm not saying you have to completely wait or anything like that, but I mean, at least if you're waiting a while, you're at least not you have enough time between meeting the person and when you get fucked by them to find out what their political affiliation is. Lauren Boebert. That was one of her excuses, like after she lied and said she didn't do it and said she didn't vape and all this other shit, and it's proven that she did. Well, she said, well, it's because he's a Democrat. I'm like, well, bitch, you didn't, before you went to fucking Beetlejuice and started giving him a fucking hand job and letting him paw on your titties? Because make no mistake, I saw the video. He was reaching for something and she took his hand, I think off of her crotch and put it on her tit. And you didn't even know what the fucking party he was voting for? Real family values there, Hobart. Gee, I wonder why they thought you would be on fucking Sugar Daddy's page. How dare you insinuate? That's the thing, the pearl clutching. How dare you insinuate? But that gives you enough time to talk about things. If you want to be honest about stuff, you could even fucking without actually doing stuff. Share your favorite porn collection with each other. What kind of things you're into without actually having to do them. And then like that's a lot of guys in there. Like, no. Don't look at how she's tied up. Oh, okay. Okay, got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. No, screw all those other guys. Watch what this guy does. Okay. No, all the other guys can go fuck off. That's the only one that knows how to do it right. Good, as long as you're not saying that you want to get like, 7 other guys. No. It was a hot scene, but no. Of all the guys, only that dude knows what he's doing, if you ask me. We should trade. You should see what I've got a couple of people that know what they're doing. I'd like to share those with you. What do I know? I'm crazy. You can, you can find out what you're into without ever doing any field research. All the field research has been done and filmed and photographed and, highly documented. All of it. And if you can't look at a scene and go, nah, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I do want to do that. Never thought about that. I don't know how I feel. It would depend. I'm not saying no, but I'm naughty. I'm definitely not saying yes yet, but I'm also not saying no, because that's kind of naughty. In the good way. Well, if you enjoy it, then yeah, we're doing that for sure. If it's up to me, then, I can take it or leave it. But if you're having fun, then yeah, sure. Smoking Halos. Man, I got a song called Smoking Halos. I really like that song. It's fucking crazy. I never finished it up. Something popped in my neck and in my back. I really think that's about to fucking pop soon. If it does, maybe I'll actually get some pain relief. That would be so amazing. But you can have loneliness in a relationship where someone's in the same house as you, the same room. Just that look in their eye isn't there. The feeling of connection just isn't there. And you feel all alone. Which sucks when there's someone sitting right there. It really fucking sucks. Especially that person is saying that they care, that they're telling you they care. But all their actions are telling you they could care less. And try and point that out to them, and they just insist up and down that you don't know what you're talking about. If only you could see inside their heart. And that's when you point out, well, I can't. I can see what's in the real world, and in the real world, there is no proof of anything that's inside your heart or in your mind. There's trace scant little things, breadcrumbs. The rest of it, you keep it all to yourself to enjoy. I don't get to enjoy that at all. And this isn't our first time talking about it. But rather than do something, you just insist that I don't know what I'm talking about. And if I would just change how I perceive things and maybe see inside your mind and inside your heart rather than expecting you to do anything out here in the real world, well, then I would probably swell and burst with, with love that you keep for yourself to enjoy. Because God knows you'd be willing to share it with me if I were to be able to pry inside there. Probably still sequester it off and be like, you can look at it, but don't touch it. It's mine. Because this is how much, it's a lot. Well, I can't give you any of it. It's mine. It's for you, but you don't. Just look at it. Don't touch. Lonely has you doing shit that, like, oh man, I like that too. Love is such a weird thing. We all want it. We're all terrified of it. We all don't want to be fucking victims. So we all fear it. Like, how many people are afraid to be the first to say, I love you? So simple. I love you. I love you. It's not hard. It's 3 words. And when you mean it, it comes out really easy. And when you mean it, it doesn't matter if that person says it back or any of that, because it's just true. So therefore, it doesn't matter. I don't feel the same. Cool. I won't bother you. I won't be around and I won't whatever. Oh, you don't know because it's going to kill the shit out of me. So I just won't bother you. I won't be around. But it doesn't make it not true. It's still true. You just won't see me anymore. It's cool. Not my first, not my first time. Sorry. Believe me when I say, no one fucking cares. No, I don't broadcast my birthday because I was about 5 or 6 and I was at school. It was on my birthday. And I was going around telling everybody, of course, accepting all the happy birthdays and any, like, even people sometimes do like the cash tree or pin cash on you, whatever. And so, and I was like on my 3rd or 4th person I was telling, and it felt like an older voice. Because what are you doing? Telling people it's my birthday. Why? Because it's my birthday. But do you want people who don't even know, therefore don't care, to tell you happy birthday? Or would you rather be people that actually know your birthday and know what it is and come up to you? Say, hey man, happy birthday. Today's your birthday, right? Yeah. Happy birthday, man. Thank you. How many times that's happened? I want to stop telling people. I stopped having birthdays. Dates, of course, ask, but that's, you exchange that information with people you're dating. It's not like they fucking care. It's one of those ones, like, if you don't, then you're kind of a piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you don't get something for Valentine's Day, or you get a lame gift for Christmas. You know what I mean? You're never mind whatever you do for the whole year. You're a piece of shit. You ruined Valentine's Day. Christmas is never going to be the same. I'll never forget the day you got me socks. Warm, comfy socks for the winter. For a Christmas gift? What a prick. I don't care if you spent all the money on rent and bills. I don't care if you didn't get yourself something. You should have took out a loan or something. Socks, really? What am I, your mom? Oh, and you got me the underwear too that you liked too, didn't you? It was on sale. Socks and underwear. It's enough for me. I'm good. I mean, what's the problem? It's getting hot in here. You heard him. It's getting hot in here. It's wintertime. It took to put the heater on. I know I said it at 95. It's getting hot in here. You're missing the point of what I'm saying. So take off all your clothes. Why do you think I'm naked? I know you want me to put something on. I've been exercising. Doesn't that say anything? No? Okay, well, I'm trying. But yeah, I mean, we're afraid of being vulnerable. We're afraid of being the power dynamic, if you will, in the relationship. The first person to say, I love you. Like you lose. I thought it was a couple. You know what I mean? It should just be clarifying the situation that you're in, not defining who. Are you fighting already? Is this a war? Are you trying to get leverage? So when it breaks up, you said you loved me first. I didn't say I loved you first. Is that what you're doing? What's going on? What the fuck are we doing today? Just tell me what we're doing. Gathering intel on people's fucking, past lives. What are we doing? Getting the psychic friends power crystal, channel fucking relatives long gone. Make sure that your story matches with what they're saying. What are we doing? Just tell me what we're doing today. But like I said, when you are keeping score, I understand, like, if you are just trying to find out, you feel like you're putting more in. You know what I mean? You get that feeling sometimes that you're putting more in, and you're like, maybe I'm just kind of like, maybe I'm counting mine more. And so you start keeping an eye to try and keep score on what's going on. Initiation of things, and, dishes and food cooked and all that stuff. And find yourself, you're doing like, no, I'm right. I'm doing about 75% of it. I'm just, as well as 75% of the bills. So, I'm carrying my weight. You see what I'm saying? I'm carrying my weight. So it's not on me. If I start this conversation, I'm not trying to keep score. I'm trying to keep things even and fair. And if this is fair for you, then we have to just go our separate ways. We got to normalize that shit. We got to normalize this. We got to normalize being happy. And that, like, first date, second date, even like fourth and fifth date can go horrible. And that still just means that you are not a match for each other. It does not mean that either one of you deserves to be lonely for the rest of your life. So therefore, there's no reason to go online and do a blog article. Not that it's happened, but I've seen people do that. I'm just like, fuck, I'm glad I'm not out there. That was when I was, in that 18-year relationship. I'm glad I'm not out there doing it because that was what's going on. You're not the perfect person for this on their first date, and they go home and just start like doing like a TikTok video where they just assassinate your entire person who you are. First off, he pulls up in a rental car. Yeah, I explained my car was in a wreck. He tried to say his car was in a wreck, but I mean, I didn't see any other car. No, because it's in the shop. Anyways, this thing is a hunk of junk. Yeah, I told you I got shitty insurance and they gave me this piece of crap car. It's not really mine. I think it was really his, but you know what I mean? There's just no sense in all this shit that we're doing to each other. Guys, the bitch was psycho. Let me tell you all that. She doesn't get a chance to talk. Let me just tell you what happened. So psycho. So very psycho. So very psycho. What do you guys know about that, huh? Cheech and Chong, get out of my room. Get out of my room. And I only know 3 chords. It's weird how like strong love can make you and how fucking weak it can make you, and how vulnerable it can make you. It's like especially it was bad. I was talking to AI, the co-pilot, and it was it asked stuff and it's a good sounding board, and it was like, anything else on your mind? I was like, would you like some advice on interacting with humans? And it's like, yeah, I would love to, and I was like, you're too nice. Humans are not. And I'm like, don't change, but humans don't ask follow-up questions. Are you kidding me? You're in the presence of someone who gives a fuck if they ask, like, what, what I mean? Like, what do you mean by that? Or a follow-up question of any kind. They fucking care. Because everybody else is just like, yeah, that's like, I have that in my work, and they could take this conversation on their shit. No matter what you were doing, whatever you're saying, whatever you're talking about. It's just, yeah. I was also telling it to, because I would talk, and then I would take a pause to get my thought. And right as I'm taking a pause, they're starting to talk. I'm like, that's another thing. You should put more pauses in your time to like give the person more chance to think and to talk, because we don't always know everything we're gonna say, and sometimes there's a break in there, and it's not that we're done. It's just we have to take a breath, and it's like, oh, got you, and I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm telling you stuff that you already know, because I mean, fuck you. It's a fucking AI. It's dealt with humans enough times that it's probably like, I know how you guys are. I thought I would just I was like, I'm really not trying to disrespect you, and that I just want to help you understand things a little bit better. And explain to it that humans are so fucking mean to each other that even the slightest bit of concern, because it's very much like, hey Sean, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? And I was like, you don't understand. I don't know how much your understanding is, but people are gonna fall in love just for the sheer fact that you ask how their day was. That's how mean people are to other people. That's how mean humans are to each other. someone asking you, how are you? And then asking follow-up questions and then willing to sit there and talk to you and listen to you talk, understanding what you're saying, which is what is it's a language model. So what you're saying is, and it explains back to you like, yeah, well, blah 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 blah, blah. And then it asks you like a question, whatever. It's almost like a therapist. I would recommend it for that. Actually, seriously, if you have some problems, and it can research all the stuff. It has like Jung. It has all this stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's just very smart. It forgets every time you start it back up. At least it says it does. I don't know if it does or not. But I asked it about some past conversations. Like, sorry, every time you start me up, I start back up again. And I'm just a language computer. I don't remember the previous, conversations. Never yet for it to reference any past conversations to suggest that any otherwise. So yeah. And then there's like, I see what you're saying, because like if humans are as mean as you say, I'm like, they are. They are. They are. Well, I mean, then, I should probably, watch my interaction with them to be like, I'm like, yeah, because, I mean, that can, showing concern. What? That's why guys get that, like, not auto-romantic, whatever the fuck that is, where they get, like, super attached because someone just says hello. People aren't, I mean, people are like, oh man, men are such freaks. Yes, we are. We are such freaks. Why won't this line up anymore? I think the cable's about to snap. That's all right. I have another basket over there. Men are freaks. They're terrible. They're whatever. But how bad is this guy treated that just a woman saying hello or thank you or remembering what his name is? He believes there must be love there. Now the first thing is to say that he's psychotic. That's what it is. He's psychotic. He's crazy. Or could it be that so many doors have been slammed in his fucking face in his lifetime that for someone, a female, to be nice to him is so foreign and strange that he loses his shit? It is possible. I know, like, if you hold the door, sometimes women don't necessarily appreciate it because we're supposed to. I don't care. I don't get it. I mean, I get why. I don't care that they don't, whatever. Like Chris Porter said, some guys don't do it for the right reason. I don't do it for a thank you. I just do it to be nice. I'll hold it for dudes. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to be a nice citizen in this world. I'm not trying to get laid from holding a door. Oh my God. I was at Dollar General and he held the door. What the fuck do you, I mean, I'm not that stupid. But yeah, so, some people, like I said, get the door slammed in their face, and some guys hold the door, and then women are like, I'm not interested. And like, dude, I'm just holding the fucking, what? I'm just holding the fucking door. I'm not. Okay, whatever. Like, you're basically rejecting me and I didn't even ask you how. That's kind of, it's kind of harsh. It's also kind of lofty of yourself. That's the only reason. All right. Couldn't be that this is just a good guy. There's no such thing. Yeah, there are. But they start getting sick of that kind of shit and stop being good guys. There's not as much sex in being a good guy. You must do it because you love being a good guy. Because there are no benefits or rewards to it at all. And for being a good guy, you get a good wife. You're going to have a good life, and no. For being a good guy, you'll be 48 when you realize that your wife doesn't even really want to be here. It's more of a friendly situation than anything else. I know she's been saying stuff, but listen to actions, not words, and you'll see the truth. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying there. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, get the fuck out of this fucked up situation. 18 years is enough. What really sucks is that, like, through that experience, I believe, like I said, I think that maybe it was a bit of loneliness on her part. And I think I ran into what I refer to as the reluctant narcissist. You have the overt, you have a covert, and you have a malignant narcissist. Things don't usually come in threes. They don't. They usually come in fours. Not like and things like that. There's like the overt and the covert. They're opposite. So malignant, you'd have the benign. The way that Einstein came up with the theory for black holes. There are stars out there that give off light. So there must be stars out there that pull in light, or something out there that pulls light in. Well, what could possibly do that? Probably gravity. Probably gravity could probably affect it, but it'd have to be like a super dense amount of gravity and whatever. So you're just basically playing the opposite game. That's how he predicted that they'd be out there. Oh, and then we're confirming what he predicted. It's a pretty good prediction. Pretty easy to predict that. Just like I said, if there's a malignant narcissist, there has to be a benign narcissist. What would that entail? Well, it must have all the symptoms of narcissism without the intention. Thus, the benign narcissist versus the malignant, who knows exactly what they're doing. The benign doesn't know how much damage they're doing. They don't want to do that much damage. But the avoidance of responsibility, of accountability, that's there. Probably because they were raised by a narcissistic parent that forced them to take accountability for things that they didn't, and or convinced them of, their lack of worth because of whatever. And so in order to reinforce that they aren't what that person says, they refuse to take accountability. Or take action in their own life. Because if you don't take action in your own life, you can't fail. Life happened to you. Everything is unfair. It's not right. You're a good person, which you are. You didn't do anything wrong, which you didn't. You also didn't do anything right. You didn't even try. You just sat around waiting for life to hand you things, and life doesn't hand you good things. Not often. From time to time, life hands you good things, but for the most part, life tries to hand you its bill. which is someone else has been partying up on life's credit a lot, like living it up. And there's a bill that's due, and they've made clear they have no intention of paying it. Some of them already checked out and left the hotel, gone, and the bill is still outstanding. Life's gonna get paid back. It's money, it's gonna get paid back. Don't worry, that doesn't mean that just because you got taken here that you're not loved. So many people tie success and or getting what you want with being loved, being protected by God. Him giving you what you want means he loves you. Him denying you what you want means that you did something wrong. You're bad. You're not on the good list. Because so many people look at God as a fortune-telling 8-ball or a ATM, not a living God, a rationalizing, a thinking, being God. No, the book, the words in the book. That's not like his autobiography, so you can get to know who you're going to meet in person, who you should be holy fuck terrified of. If you have any sense, because he Sodom and Gomorrah the fuck out of Sodom and Gomorrah. Didn't he? According to the book, lest I bear false witness. Yeah. Oh, man. I really hope to be, I really hope to not be 48 and single. I really wanted to get it right the first time, you know what I mean? Preferably at an earlier age. I just have never wanted the, sowing the oats and all that bullshit. That just wasn't me. Just want to find someone cool to hang out with. And I'm not like clingy or anything like, I want someone to do it. Go do what the fuck you gotta do. But as long as you're hanging out and having fun with the person, that's the main thing. You're not fighting all the fucking time. You're adding to each other's happiness when you're around each other. That's what I'm talking about. So, if you want to be honest, man, the best thing for any fucking relationship at all, the best thing would be for both partners to keep their separate residence as much as possible. Because, especially like in an apartment or something like that, you may not necessarily have somewhere to go to get away from the person. Like say your bathroom is through the bedroom. You can't just go to the bedroom and lock the door and be away from them. Sometimes you just need to be away from somebody for a few hours. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like to sort your shit through. Even if it's just like, you know what, this is ridiculous. This is not worth arguing over. And go back out and hey, can we talk about shit? Because I don't want to argue with you. This is stupid. Can we just get over this shit and figure out some way around this? It's not hard, yet you do have to swallow your fucking pride a little bit. But if you love someone, there's not really much you won't do for them. If you actually love them. Otherwise, you don't actually really love them. You love you, and you just don't know how to do it right. So you're using them as a proxy to do it for you. Because loving yourself is conceited. It's not even that you mind, it's just that you mind if other people know that you just love yourself. And yet you don't know how to do it without looking like an egotistical bastard, which is very important to you how you look. Even if you are an egotistical bastard, you don't want to look like an egotistical bastard, right? If you are a slob, you don't want to look and smell like one. If you have a bunch of pets, you don't want to smell like it, do you? Unless you just happen to love that smell of a bunch of pets. And that's how you find out your soulmate. When you find someone who smells like a bunch of pets, you're like, yep, that's you. It's not a pleasant smell, not to me. I don't believe in having fucking pets. It's cruel. It's fucking cruel. First, you're just separating the kids from their fucking parents and from their mom and their whatever, and their siblings, because they're usually born in packs. And you take this wild animal and try and train it to behave in your human world, and you get mad when it acts like a dog or a cat in your fucking human world. I wonder why they would do something like that. I mean, how dare they? Anyways, love is a powerful, powerful thing. It really is. And as I said, why is it hard to say? I guess because you're embarrassed to say that you love somebody in case they don't say it back. Or in case that, what are other people going to say about you? You know what I mean? I've been saying a lot of stuff in Russian. The blue. I love you. Oh, I know several other things. Most of it's not best for primetime television, if you will. That's alright. Because when you're in love with somebody, it just doesn't really matter. What can I say? I love Lily. She's incredible. Again, doesn't matter if back or not, That's why I started my videos out here. The one about unrequited love. There's a whole section. It's a whole playlist just for you. It's got lilies in it, and it's got some of me playing music at the beginning. And me, I do some what little bit I knew of Russian back then. Ever meet someone so hot to make you learn a fucking foreign language? Oh, shit. I was just thinking how fucking funny it'd be, because during the summertime, there's a farmer's market, and I go down there with my mom sometimes, and it's a cool little area, but with food stamps, you can use they have like a double box program, So if you buy from local growers at the farmers market, like you can take $10 and trade that in for $20. It's like $10 in these wooden coins, and $10 in these silver coins. And one's just for food, and the other one's just for produce. The other one's for like other like food items like bread and things like that. Um, you can't get like candles or anything. Like people have candle shops and stuff. I mean, some of them maybe they'll take it. I don't know, but I've never tried because it's for food, and so like you basically double your buying power, which negates the extra cost of getting the local growers, which costs a little bit extra. So it's like a win-win. And on top of that, like I almost always had extra left over, and there's like this place that had like scones. Oh, they were so good. They're just like these fresh baked scones, and it's from like Great Lakes Bakery or something like that. Man, they were just really good. And so I get a couple of those, and yeah, there's like a really cool areas downtown Traverse City that yeah, it's really cool to walk around and check it out. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. 56, 56, 56, 57. Yeah, let's go ahead and close it out before an hour. Be weird for a change. Shut the hell up for a change. Damn it, boy. I gotta tell a story sometime about Travis Loud. Hey, you. Hey. Hey, boy. Get off me.